Hello everyone and welcome to DownForThe123's YouTube channel, and I'm here with the ever popular SmackDown spoilers on a Wednesday, even though it gets aired on Thursday. Oh my god. Yeah, guys, we are here with these SmackDown spoilers, and boy, do I have an episode for you. So we will be reviewing and talking about the spoilers from SmackDown. When it comes on TV, it'll be the 9th of the 6th, 2016. But let's get on and down to business. Why not? So, if you hear like a weird buzzing sound, by the way, it's the fan in the background. We're having like a weird, fucked up, like, I don't know what to call it. It's like a heat wave, but in England, so it's a bit of a weird one. It's all horrible, all sticky here, humid. And you look outside, you'd expect it to be sunny, but it's gloomy as shit. But you guys didn't want to hear this stuff. You want to come here for the SmackDown spoilers. So let's start with it. So AJ Styles, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the club, opened SmackDown with a promo on how they will win all at Money in the Bank. Meaning that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson will win Tag Team Champions, and AJ Styles will get the W over John Cena. Enzo and Big Cass interrupt them, calling them SAWFT soft for a massive pop. And then Gallows made fun of Enzo for being a former manager at Hooters. And then Enzo said the club has been champion on every continent but the Antarctica. Okay, WWE Champions New Day make their way for ringside for commentary as Enzo and Cass take on Gallows and Anderson. Now this match ended in a double disqualification as there was a double interference from the Vaudevillains and the New Day. So all four teams brawled. Obviously this is leading up to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team contest for the Tag Team Championships at Money in the Bank. So obviously those four teams being Enzo, Morang, Big Cass, the Vaudevillains, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and obviously the New Day. You know what? Like 2 weeks, like, don't get me wrong, yeah, there's a lot of tension between the club and New Day. There's tension between Vaudevillains and Enzo and Big Cass. But there's like, I mentioned this on the Raw review, which is on the YouTube channel and the podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, lots of good stuff, so give it a look. Anyway, like I said over on the podcast, is that it's weird because there's tension between the four teams. There's this tension between Team A and Team B and Team C and Team D. There's no tension between A, B, C, D. So it was about time they started linking it all together. You know, they've only got 2 weeks. I think, well, it was advertising 2 weeks away, so they've got one more Raw, one more SmackDown. And that's it, I think. Yeah, one more Raw and one more SmackDown. Yeah. And then it'll be Monday in the Bank. So they've got 2 more episodes, 2 more shows really to try and really make us care for this match, to be fair. Because personally, I thought we were just going to see Enzo Moore and Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains, and then Gallows and Anderson take on the New Day. So personally, that's what I thought was going to happen, but they've just done a little swerve and they've completely changed it and put it on in a Fatal 4-Way. So yeah, the next segment was Renee Young interviewing Rusev backstage. He says that he was greater than Muhammad Ali. That's really WWE, like, oh, WWE, man, they really like love jumping on the death bandwagon, don't they? Like, for fuck's sake, how many times do these guys want to jump on bandwagons? Like, they always do it. They're always fucking like, that's what we're gonna do. Someone's died, oh, jump on it, lads. Like, it's ridiculous and it's horrible. Like, WWE do it so much when people die. And they're doing it right now as Rusev just clearly goes, yeah, he's better than Muhammad Ali. And then good old Titus O'Neil, oh. That's a joke we have on the podcast. You know, that weird little fucking noise he makes. Interrupts Rusev and says that he would beat Rusev in Money in the Bank. Like, that was it. Nothing major. And then we had the tag team match, which I believe we've seen 1,000,001 times. We saw Kevin Owens and Alberto Del Rio go against Cesaro and Sami Zayn. Zayn and Owens disappeared for part of the match and fought in a backstage area. Why not? Before returning to the ring, when Owens came back, he attacked his partner and then pinned Cesaro, which seems like a pretty interesting, little, interesting segment. So I might have to give that a watch, to be fair. There's obviously they've hyped this up more than enough now. We know there's a lot of tension between all members of the Money in the Bank. It'll be interesting to see if they do add in a 7th member, or if they just leave it at the 6. It'll be interesting to see if we can see Mr. Bray Wyatt come back on Monday Night Raw. Now that would be interesting. Like a nice last-minute surprise entrant. It'll be good. And then the next match we have is between Becky Lynch and Dana Brooke, and then obviously Becky Lynch picking up the win with her submission, that kind of like cross-arm bar, but like it's a reverse one. She's like straddling it. It's a bit weird. Again, this feud, like I've spoke about this 1,000,001 times on the podcast. They've ruined the Divas Revolution, like the women's rise in WWE. Like they've completely, it was on like full sail. It was growing and growing and growing, expanding, and now it's just like, it's like lost a lot of momentum, and it's just not that good anymore. Like, it's a bit not good. Like, I'm really like, my feelings have been told 1,000,001 times on the podcast. Like, it's genuinely a joke the way they've like completely fucked up this Divas Revolution, because it's weird because it was and is going so well, and then they ruined it. So yay. Then, for fuck's sake, then to make it even worse, another promo airs with Bob Backlund and Darren Young to make Darren Young great again. Bob tells Darren he saves money only by wearing one pair of clothes down to his tighty whiteys. Let's just move on. This is the reason I don't watch SmackDown. Then in the next match, we had Baron Corbin going against Kalisto, while Dolph Ziggler was on commentary. Baron Corbin picks up the win against Kalisto with the end of days, and then him and Ziggler kind of have like a square off. No actual physical shit, but they had like a little face-to-face, like eye-to-eye square off. Then in a backstage segment with Sheamus and Apollo Crews, Sheamus makes fun of Crews, but Crews, I can't even talk. But Crews punches Sheamus, sending him into like loads of random backstage objects. Obviously, this is coming off of, I think it's 3 weeks ago now, actually, where Apollo Crews was doing a interview and Sheamus attacked him from behind, stating that anyone in the new era or something, if they want to rise, they're gonna have to go through him. So good times. Genuinely, I love Sheamus. I always have. He's just a great wrestler. He can always put on a good show. I loved him when he was face. With heel, he hasn't really been treated properly. He can be an amazing heel. With like his first run as a heel when he's going against Triple H was fantastic, and it's a bit shit that they can't get him back to what he was. To be fair, the fact that he was with the League of Nations was such a good idea. Just imagine Rusev, Alberto Del Rio, and Sheamus all together. To be fair, their singles careers are, you've got Rusev being the champion, Sheamus being like taken out a bit, but I think he's doing a lot of promotional stuff for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. But other than that, you got Rusev US champion, you got Alberto Del Rio on one of the main matches in the main pay-per-view match for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I want to say that match always ends the show. It should really. It's like fucking having a elimination chamber pay-per-view and have that one. Have the elimination match like second, and then put their fucking main event of. Then again, like, can you really beat Seth Rollins' return against Roman Reigns? It'll be interesting to see. And then in the main event, we had Chris Jericho going one-on-one against Ambrose. Chris Jericho picks up the win with the code breaker, but then after the match, Ambrose comes and attacks Jericho with the ladder and climbs it and then stands tall over Chris Jericho to end SmackDown. So overall, a pretty interesting SmackDown. The only main things I can really pick out of it was the club bit. The opening segment seemed quite interesting, and then obviously anything to do with the Money in the Bank contenders was quite good as well, the tag match and the singles match. So I'll probably give them a good look. But anyway, that has been it for today's review of the SmackDown spoilers, shall I say, of the 9th of the 6th, 2016. Hope you all have enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget, guys, the podcast is always live every Tuesday and Thursday on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, TuneIn Radio. We're everywhere. Don't forget to find us all here on YouTube as always, as little clippy segments of the podcast. Just let you know, guys, on the podcast on Tuesday we did our mock draft. So the podcast that went up yesterday, we did a mock draft, and that was quite fun to do. Me and Keem, my co-host, we had a good time drafting our superstars and how we would draft the GMs, the divas, and obviously the other wrestlers. So that was fun. What's coming up? So one last thing I do want to talk about. There's an app called Discord. It's in the description below. It's you can download it from the Play Store or iTunes. I'll leave them both in the description below. Go download it and then click on. You'll see our link in the description below again. You'll see our little server link. Click on that server and you'll be able to talk to us, or talk to me especially, frequently. It's like basically having my phone number. You'll be able to text me, message me any questions. If you do ask any questions, they will always be featured on the podcast that week. So if you ask me a question on a Sunday, then it'll be on the podcast on the Tuesday or the Thursday, whichever day I could fit it in. But also this is always good because during live pay-per-views, live Monday Night Raws, and then eventually live SmackDowns, I'll be constantly talking on this and be able to contact you guys quite nicely. So it'll be guys to have some interaction with you guys. So do go down the description and download the app. Google Play and iTunes, descriptions are in the description below. And if you don't have an Android phone or Apple phone, you can actually use it for your web browser. You can go in the web browser and get it, or you can even download their Windows app, but there's no need to because you can just use the desktop the browser version, which is just like a normal website. So yeah, guys, this has been it for today's SmackDown spoilers. I've been your host of DownForThe123 podcast, Suki, as always. Hope you all enjoyed this, and I will catch you all next time, probably in the next video, which will be the NXT Takeover The End review. Cheers.